What's cooking, good looking?
Pod Squad here with your daily dose of reality. I'm your host Zoe.
Iris.
And Andre.
Okay, we're talking about the movie we just watched in class, which is
The Hate You Give.
we're talking about The Blindsided Truth.
Yes. So guys, like, how do we feel? Like, what are your honest opinions like on the movie? Like, what did you think it was versus like what it was? Like, what did you think the movie was gonna be about versus?
Well, based on the trailer that we watched, I thought it was gonna be mostly like protests and like fighting for like Black Lives Matter, but at the same time it showed like the behind the story, and like it didn't focus on just like racism but also like family life and like beyond it.
I agree, and like I love how it shows like more than one side of the story. So it's like you're not just viewing stuff from one perspective.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And like, I like how it shows like the character development that Star and other characters did throughout the movie.
Yeah, and for like the question we had, I think it really portrayed injustice really well too, because the whole Khalil getting shot by the police officer thing was it was sad at first, but at the same time like it also makes you think like what Haley said. She's like, I feel bad for that police officer's family. You think about like, oh, like the way the news portrays it from how someone who actually was there to experience it is way different. So yeah, and I guess they made like Khalil look like, oh, he was like a black person who had a gun, when in reality it was just a hairbrush, and it's been stereotyped. Like the police officer, the uncle. I forgot his name though. But
Uncle Carlos.
yeah, Uncle
Yes.
Carlos.
Uncle Carlos.
Where she
Carlos,
said,
oh no.
what if you're in a white neighborhood and you saw a white person, what would you say? And he said, hands up. When for the black person, they just shot him. So that's
Yeah,
where
like-
you see the injustice.
And like you can like see how like even like if you guys like are like the same, you could just see how like people like could think differently still.
Yeah.
And
So
like,
it's like-
I noticed in the movie, like it shows.
Okay, we're getting a debrief here.
It's like, I don't know. It's just like it shows like, just because like it shows like even if you're in the community, you can have like what you guys were saying, like you can still have like that beef.
Beef. The beef.
And like it shows more than one understanding. Like the hate you give shows, I don't know how to explain that, but like yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Keep
Okay,
it
wait.
going.
What were the questions?
So basically today we just have a list of what we want to talk about and like what we think like are just our opinions on it. So like first off guys, how do we feel about Star? Like how do we like do we like side with her? Okay.
Okay, so basically, like at the start of the movie, she wants to, like, she's so quiet and she's like this girl that wants to show her, she doesn't want to show her real self to the people that she loves. Like for example, at the school she acts all of this and stuff, and she acts like she doesn't act the way she does at where she's actually from. Like I was gonna say the hood, but she's not from the hood. Where
From
did
the
you?
Bronx.
Where's she from again? What was it
I forgot
called?
the place too.
No, it's not.
Garden Heights?
Yes, Garden
Okay.
Heights.
Yeah,
Ooh, she remembered that.
I do.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I just like, it just shows all the courage that she was given. Well, she built up during the movie. Like at the start, she didn't even want to talk, and like she was scared that people would know. But like at the end of the movie, it shows like her saying like it was me that was the witness,
Yeah.
and like she wanted to stand up for her friend.
Yeah, I totally agree with the whole character development thing, because at the same time she learned that her voice is not just a way to embarrass her or something that's dangerous, but also like a gate to like knowing the truth and freedom.
And like how she never like ended up choosing violence. Like even like you like see it in the movie, like her dad just like get like he was always ready to fight someone, and like King here like abusing people like around her, and she never resorted to violence. Like
Yeah.
you can like see that too. Like she
Yeah.
just uses her voice and her voice only.
Yeah, that's really good. And at the same time, it also showed like how much like drama can not only affect adults but kids. Like her little brother Sakani,
Yeah.
where he pulled a gun out because he was worried for his dad.
And like the fact that like like the kids that are like younger, like they can see like what's happening in the world, and like how like we don't realize how much it could affect them and like their childhood of like being in their like youth. It just shows like how like quickly like if we keep living in a world like this, like how like they're gonna have to like mature up at such a young age.
Yeah,
You know?
like going from that, it's like I feel like it shows more than like the characters itself. It shows like how we get so like caught up in our own world that we don't notice the other people around us.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it doesn't show like, I don't know how to explain it, just it doesn't show like how like, yes, it shows the perspective of people, like the older people, but like not until the ending we didn't see Sakani's like point of view.
Yeah, I think the directors really did that part well, because the whole movie we're focused about star, but at the same time, like near the end or like near the climax, we're slowly getting to see like how a family can be affected in this stuff too, and all the stereotypes of like how like they can't walk on the street properly, there can't be a party without like violence, and how they don't feel welcome by cops. That just really shows how like how much injustice we have and how much fairness the world really gives nowadays.
Yes.
And also like having like to deal with like the stereotypes. Like her friend Haley, like imagine like having to like lose like a lifelong friend because of like the stereotypes of like
Of the
of,
media,
like
the
where
society.
like where you live, like yeah.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. And then like going, yeah, like what you said, like the stereotypes can play a really big role in like someone's well-being, because like some people are like born to be taught how to act and not how to like perceive themselves. Like at the start of the movie, I remember their dad was teaching them how to act when a cop
are around. Yeah.
Exactly.
because they have to like act some sort of way so they don't get arrested for no reason.
Exactly. So
And it's not like those facts are like coming from like out of the blue. It's coming from experience too, which like you know like just because of like the stereotypes,
Yeah.
like it could happen anytime to them.
just imagining that of how their family grew up, like it makes you think of like, oh, is this really the world we live in? And like
Exactly.
it hurts and it pains to see how like our society, even though like slavery is over, we still have this whole train of stuff. Like there still be comments, like racist comments,
Yeah.
when sometimes like, no, I totally get that anybody can be arrested, so it's not just black people, anybody can get in trouble. But at the same time, the stereotype kicks in,
Exactly.
like, oh, it's only them, but at the same time, look into their past. How did they grow up?
Yeah.
Were they in an environment where they were always threatened by the police?
like
So it's how we treat others too.
because like if you look at Khalil's story, like yes, he was a drug dealer, but you need to know like the reason why though. And just because like
Exactly.
Star was friends with him doesn't make her like a bad
bad person.
Exactly.
So like those like stereotypes and all of that, it's like just like who you are around and like where you live and like where you come from doesn't define like who you are as like your own human being. Like yeah.
And what does that say? Oh, her boyfriend, guys.
Yes, how do we feel no, because I totally thought, like, I'm being so serious. I totally thought the boyfriend would like
Break up with her?
no, like stab her in the back. Like,
Oh!
Like
no, not literally, not literally. But, like, I thought he would like betray her and stuff. Like, but,
yeah, I
like,
thought he was gonna
love-
turn on her.
But like, I like how the movie like portrays that like we have allies in the world. And, like,
Exactly.
stuff like that.
And just because
like,
of your skin color
yeah,
doesn't
and, like
make you.
everyone's like we're
Mhm.
all the same, guys.
Like, just because
we're all the
just
same.
because of our physical difference doesn't mean that our hearts aren't the same.
Ooh. Oh, girl.
But in the movie, no one did. No one did. No
Exactly.
One, no one did.
That reminds me, like what he said in the movie. He's like, "Star, I don't see you for the color of your skin. I see for you for the person you are."
Exactly.
Yeah.
That like really stood out to me because like, oh, like not everyone sees everyone in that way. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It really changes your perspective on how people think. Yeah.
Yeah. Her boyfriend, like, I honestly thought he would, like, break up with her because, like, the way she kept on saying, oh, I gotta cancel this and this, and then this and this. And then when he found out and she said he was my first love and stuff, I was like, oh, he's gonna break up with her. Like, I have that feeling. But he comforted her
Yeah.
instead of leaving her.
I had this like I don't know why, but like the whole movie, I had this like feeling like in the back of my head. I was like, I swear the cop and the boyfriend are related. I swear. I guess not though.
That's her stereotype right there, guys.
Like, every movie we watch as friends, there's always, like, an extreme plot twist. So
I know.
we always have that in the back of our heads. Yeah, but I think we went over the whole, like, movie pretty well. So, yeah, how did you guys think about that little podcast we made?
I love it. This is so much. This
Let's
Honestly-
continue a series.
Yeah, honestly, we
Episode
should make a
1?
series. Like,
Episode 1.
honestly, this is a whole new thing to me, but it's kind of
more
fun.
to come. 2 more years.
Exactly.
2 more years
So,
to go.
Miss Camry, you let us know if you want, like,
If
Let
you
us
want
know
more
if you
of
want
this.
more.
Exactly. All right. Thank you.
This has been the Pod Squad, and we were so grateful to be your host. So please enjoy our first episode called The Blindsided Truth.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.